Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fubl Games. We will be doing our Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 2, or Chapter 10, The Passenger Review and Commentary. So, episode starts off, Mando's heading back to Mos Eisley and running into a group of bounty hunters who are after I'm assuming the child, because one of them does grab the child. Mando slowly dispatches all of them, and then what looks like a Jawa has the child basically with the knife around his neck, and Mando tries to reason with him and offers him anything he wants. He chooses the jetpack. Mando hands him the jetpack. He gets the child back. As the Jawa creature is running away, Mando uses his ARM computer and ignites the jetpack, and let's just say it doesn't end well for said Jawa. um, a lot can be said. Who knows how far he fell. So then he walks back to Mos Eisley and gets back with I'm going to call her the quartermaster, who's playing a game of chance with another alien who says that they'll have another lead for the rest of the Mandalorians, or another Mandalorian sect. Just meet her at the shipyard and such. So they go in. They cook up the wonderful piece of meat from the crate dragon from last episode, and then the quartermaster introduces her to Mando to the source, which is a amphibian frog style alien, and her eggs. But to get the information, he has to take the frog to a certain planet that's they say a couple systems, and that they can't use hyperdrive due to it damaging the eggs. So one of my complaints about this is always the distance, and okay, you can't use hyperdrive, but you can somehow go FTL? I don't know. Okay. So they get Spaceborne. Mando's not really happy. He goes looking. He sets the Razor Crest on autopilot, and then goes to take a nap downstairs. And he's looking for the child, and he finds the child chomping down on a couple of the eggs. So he kind of gets mad at the child because he's got to get the frog and the eggs to her husband, and if the little one's eating the eggs, they can't do that. So they're in hyperspace, or not even, they're just flying around in space. They get cornered by an X-Wing patrol for the New Republic, and the New Republic asks him for some information. He says the systems aren't working because he's pre-Empire, trying to just make him buzz off. But then they're like, ping me, please. And then he finally hits the system. They go on a private chat. Then they ask him about the prisoner ship from Season 1, where him and the crew of pirates tried to rescue the one person. So he, instead of waiting around to see how they react, because they've already unlocked the S-foils, so the X-Wings look like they're ready to attack, and he decides to escape into the nearby planet. The Razor Crest he's flying around. He gets low into the clouds and sees a place where he thinks he can land. The Razor Crest skids across the ice, and it gets damaged heavily and then falls once the ice cracks underneath of it due to the Razor Crest weak. So he's like, okay, he looks at the Razor Crest, sees it's damaged, and he starts to try and repair it, and then he finds the child eating more of the eggs. So he's repairing the ship, taking breaks. One of the breaks is while he's asleep, the frog alien decides to get the droid semi-working that was from last season, also from the Pirates episode. And so it could translate. So because they couldn't talk up until this point. So she kind of reiterates why it's so important, and that this is the last of her spawn. If she doesn't get him to her husband, then she'll never be able to have children. So he goes back to work on the ship after he gets some rest. They get ready. Then the child comes out and it's like, "Where's the frog? Where's the eggs?" And they find that the alien has gone and kind of found the hot spring, and just trying to stay warm since they are on an ice planet. So he tries to get her ready to go back to the ship so they can hopefully leave soon. And the wonderful child finds what looks like, I'm gonna say it's straight out of Aliens, a whole row of like the alien Facehugger Eggs. And he opens one up and goes to town on them. So he's over there eating like these little spider creatures. Soon he gets about through one of them, and suddenly all the other eggs start waking up and hatching. And it's like he starts running back to the other two, and Mando's like to the frog, let's go. They've gotten the eggs collected. They're like, okay, we need to go. So they start getting chased by ever increasing size of these creatures. Most of them were in the like couple inches size, but then they got to foot, and then there got to be quite a few that were in the yard or meter range. And then one of them, or two of them probably, because it did seem like Mando was able to kill one of the very large ones. And then they get back to the ship. One thing I didn't understand was they get into the ship. He's fighting to get the door closed, and it takes him a while to use the flamethrower on his wrist to actually clear out the spider aliens from getting in. And it's like, wait, why aren't you using that? Because it's highly effective. He's already used it once. Now he's not really using it. One of those, could have been done better. Alright. Then, another one of the large ones attacks. He's trying to take off, and it basically hops onto the back of the Razor Crest, causing it to crash again, breaking out some of the glass in the cockpit. And they're pretty much like, okay, we're going to die now. And then the X-Wings swoop in, and they start using just blaster rifles and take care of a lot of the spider creatures. So the X-Wing explained to him that he's owed 3 bounties for the pirates and saving the life of the guard of the prisoner ship from last season. And then he's like, can you guys help me? I'll waylay all of that. You guys can claim it, and help me get. They're like, nope, bye. So Mando has to do the bare minimum to get the ship flying. And the end of the episode is that they fly. The ship is barely space worthy. Supposedly he was able to get the cockpit all set up, but that was about it. My biggest gripe about the season is they're showing each episode. They end it while he's in transit. I'd like at least to see get us hyped for where he's going. Like the first episode, it ends with him on the speeder bike going back to Mos Eisley. I would have liked to see him. I know they did the little ambush thing, but I would have liked to see him. approach Mos Eisley. In this one, they're showing him just going into space. I would like to see him, approaching the planet, where they're going. That way we could, get hyped for where he's going instead of, oh, he's just going into the black void of space and that's it. He's just going out into the desert and that's it. So, I can't give it. Is it a good episode? Yes. Could it be better? Yes. So I'm gonna give it a 65 out of my 100. So it still puts it in the good range. Good, yeah. Barely in good, but like I would have just like I just want more connectivity. I want to see places that they haven't explored in Star Wars films before. Like I'd like to see him go to Tatooine instead of Tatooine. Let's go to the Hutt planet. Let's I know the video games did a couple times, but let's go there in person because we haven't really seen that. Funny conversation with somebody said that there's only 10 planet types in Star Wars. You have your grassy plain planets, you have your city planets, you have your lava planets, you have your ice planets, you have your water worlds, you have a couple other, your Dagobah type worlds, and in all, it's really true. I mean, most of the planets in Star Wars are your tree type planets. So you Kashyyyk and Iothin, the planet with the guys who have the heads are shaped like an L, because they have those plants that they have like a symbiotic relationship with. And it's just like, it's true. What are we supposed to do about it? What else can we do? But I would like to see, some of the planets and maybe some of the stories branch out into Star Wars. I mean, it would be nice to see some more variety. I want to say Naboo is probably the most variety of world we've seen in Star Wars, because you had a lot of water, but you also had the capital of Naboo being quite a large city. Then you had the fighting taking place on the plains, and also early on in the episode 1, you also had them fighting in the trees before they get into the water. So it is what it is. But like I said, I'm going to give it a 65 out of 100. It's still in the good category, but it could be better. And I just want to see more. I want to see these guys actually explore the Star Wars mythos. And it's just, right now it's kind of, we're keeping it within this little bubble that we've already explored, kind of, maybe. But there we are. If you haven't already, please hit the wonderful subscribe button if you want to support the channel. Otherwise, that's fine too. Thank you and have a great night.